Ever wondered what's scarier than fiction? Uh, what if the most terrifying stories weren't crafted, but captured for decades? Filmmakers have blurred the lines between reality and horror, creating a subgenre that preys on our deepest fears, the horror mockumentary. From the grainy realism of found footage to the unsettling authenticity of documentary style, these films trick your mind into believing. And that's where the true terror begins. Um, the fascination with real horror is nothing new. Uh, Franchises like The Conjuring, The Strangers, and Amityville all tap into our desire to believe in the supernatural. But the mockumentary takes it a step further, presenting these stories as investigations, interviews, and recovered footage. It's a format that's been evolving since the early days of experimental cinema, with pioneers like Cannibal Holocaust and Man Bites Dog laying the groundwork. But today we're diving into the best of the best, the mockumentaries that will truly haunt your dreams. Let's start with Behind the Mask, the rise of Leslie Vernon. In fact, the established of the 10 millimeter writers, we see a display this collection. And this film is a brilliant deconstruction of the slasher genre, and it begins as a hilarious parody, poking fun at all the tropes we know and love. Uh, but things take a dark turn when you realize the aspiring killer, Leslie Vernon, is genuinely serious. Um, with cameos from horror legends like Robert Hangland and Kane Hodder, it's a clever and genuinely frightening ride that culminates in a desperate fight for survival. And next, we journey to Japan with Noroi, The Curse, uh, 2005. Chazzy, this slow burn masterpiece follows a paranormal researcher as he investigates a series of strange occurrences. What starts as a simple documentary about a haunted house quickly spirals into something far more sinister. Norway is renowned for its unnerving atmosphere and shocking reveal, making it a must-see for fans of international horror. Um, and so that'll be able to say that all is that is sending to trust, and if and this film is it's a meta horror experience that blurs the line between documentary and fiction. It follows a filmmaker investigating a mysterious figure who creates extreme violent films, uh, and but as the documentary progresses, it becomes clear that the filmmaker is not who he seems, and his art is terrifyingly real. If you're a true crime fanatic, Savage Land, will be right up your alley. Uh, and this film blends the investigative style of true crime documentaries with the terrifying imagery of a zombie outbreak. Following the arrest of a man accused of killing an entire town, Savage Land presents haunting photographs and disturbing evidence that will leave you questioning everything you see. Tex Montana Will Survive 2015 offers a unique blend of comedy and horror. It follows a disgraced survivalist TV host who attempts to prove his skills by filming a documentary in the wilderness. While it's often labeled a comedy, there's a dark undercurrent of suspense and a chilling question. What happens when a man with no survival skills gets lost in the series? All wild. Horror in the High Desert is a creepy, atmospheric film about filmmakers investigating the disappearance of a hiker. As they uncover clues, they realize that the hiker was obsessed with the Nevada wilderness and that something sinister may have happened to him. And the film builds to a terrifying climax that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Incident at Loch Ness is a meta-horror film that follows a documentary crew attempting to film a documentary about the Loch Ness monster. It directed by and starring Zach Penn. It's a clever and often hilarious take on the found footage genre, blurring the lines between reality and fiction. Punishment Park, 1971, is one of the earliest examples of the mockumentary format. This controversial film presents a dystopian vision of America where political dissidents are subjected to brutal punishment. It's a disturbing and thought-provoking film that remains relevant today. Digging Up the Marrow is a love letter to monster movies. Director Adam Green sets out to prove the existence of monsters, and along the way, he uncovers a terrifying secret with cameos from horror icons. It's a fun and frightening ride for monster movie fans. Finally, we have the Poughkeepsie Tapes, 2009. This disturbing film presents recovered footage from a serial killer's house. It's a graphic and unsettling film that explores the darkest depths of the human psyche. So there you have it. A journey into the terrifying world of horror mockumentaries. These films aren't just about jump scares and monsters. They're about the power of suggestion and the blurring of reality and fiction and the things that truly haunt our nightmares. And remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that seem all too real. And what making a horror mockumentary is a lot like being a detective, except instead of solving crimes, you're creating them. And know if you could bring them back to that. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.